Um, so, yes, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here, and it's very exciting to have PayPal in MENA. And I think that Sarah's question is interesting in that, as far as I understood, PayPal is a service, right? And essentially, you flick the switch and you're in MENA, right? So, what does it actually mean that you now have operations here?
Well, مرحبا أول شيء للكل. That will be so far my Lebanese, but I promise to add as we go. So yes, PayPal is in the MENA region. We announced back in November that the MENA operation has started. We will be announcing as we go in 2013 many other big moments. But what does it mean, PayPal in the MENA? Today, PayPal is not in Lebanon. Let me bring that straight forward, and I know we'll talk about it later on. But today, PayPal across, I feel that the sound is going up and down. Fine? Okay. So PayPal today is across all GCC. PayPal as well is across Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria. PayPal within 2013 will come to Egypt, will come to Lebanon. What does it mean where we are today? Today, consumers, all of us, can open a PayPal account and start transacting. And merchants as well, you and us who are selling, can open a PayPal account and start receiving.
But effectively, what is your role, right? Because in terms of receiving and sending, it's mostly technical, or is it that you have to build relationships with different stakeholders? What is your actual role?
So in fact, what is our role? So you put it very well. It's a service. So a service requires two things. Required to be enabled and required to be grown. Enabled is in IT. We don't do IT. I don't do IT myself. Myself and my team, what we do is business development, business growth. It's partnerships. It's relationship with government. It's relationship with merchants. It's relationship with the press in order to promote what PayPal is about. So today we have a team on the ground who is engaging with mostly many profiles that we have met here, entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, banks, regulators, as well as any enabler of the e-ecosystem.
But so tell us about, you said partnerships and government relations. What kind of partnerships do you have with people, or are you looking to establish?
So as I said at the beginning, we will be announcing as we go in 2013 the result of this partnership. So partnerships is about, first of all, banking partnerships. Today, you can link your Visa, MasterCard, American Express, debit, credit, and prepaid card to PayPal and run with it. But you cannot push money from your bank account to your PayPal account. Doing that would require partnership with a bank. Another partnership with a bank, today, to withdraw your balance as a merchant in the region, you will withdraw it only to a Visa card. Later on, the partnership will enable you to withdraw it to your bank account. These are the kind of partnerships that you'd have to do with financial institutions to make sure that cash in and cash out are expanded beyond the branded cards.
So why so late? I mean, PayPal has been running around for a long, long time. Why are we so late in the game? And I don't mean Lebanon, and I understand you just launched in Dubai, 1 year later to launch in Beirut. That's really not a big deal, but why is MENA so late for PayPal?
I think it's a very good question, and frequently I get the same question. And for me, I was very pleased to listen to the presentation of the Minister of Telecom. And what he showed is part of the answer. For PayPal to come on a market, or for any global entity to come on a market, three things for me need to happen: infrastructure, payment, and offer. Infrastructure. When we see this kind of numbers of penetration of internet, broadband, smartphone, it's worth it to come here. We did not have that years back. Now it's building up quite well. Second thing, in case of PayPal, it's about payments. We need to have population who has instrument to pay, being the cards. Card penetration is building up, is not yet completely everywhere, but it's coming now. Third thing is offer. And what thrilled me in all these events is to see the number of entrepreneurs who are taking their business online. A year ago, 2 years ago, it wasn't as vibrant as it is now. So coming early stage could have been something that we could do. But again, it's a global market, so there are prioritization. Russia, China, India, Middle East.
I'm so sorry that we're so far down on the list, but I guess that's
not so far, because here we are.
So who's after us?
Who's after MENA? Well, I think for me, MENA is the big opportunity. I think MENA, when we see what's happening today, when we see that the e-commerce is already $9 billion.
How much?
$9 billion.
Okay.
We were able to try to quantify it. One of the things that we're struggling with is how much is it? When I go to my board and I say, why MENA? I try to find data. Data is difficult to find. So put it back into the global ecosystem. You need to defend your business versus others. So we know that there is 9 billion here. We estimated, based on our growth, that it will be 15 billion in 2015. We believe that by us coming here, we will capture 10% of this 15 billion in 2015. So for me, what's next? Making it happen.
So you're saying Facebook will capture $1.5 billion of the market? 10%, 15 billion. Yes?
Facebook, you said.
Sorry. PayPal. Sorry.
Right.
So here's a different question. PayPal is coming in quite late in the game in terms of in MENA. A lot of other services have popped up to fill in the gap of payment. And right now, most importantly, mobile payments, right? Everyone's trying to figure out mobile payment, whether it's banks, whether it's operators, whether it's private companies and other services. And then, of course, there's the giants globally who are moving into the mobile payment space, whether it's people like Google Wallet or others. Square, where does PayPal fit in this equation?
So that's why, in fact, I brought the phone. I know you're going to ask me this question. I don't really think that we are late in the game. At the opposite, I think we are exactly at the right moment. And here you asked two questions, the local payment options and the mobile payment options. So let me answer the two questions. Local payment options, I think it's the perfect thing. This region need to go to e-commerce. By no means, by no pretensions, we are the only way to do it. We believe and we support and we encourage local payment solutions. We need everybody to move from cash, from offline to online. And local payment solutions are the right way. So as these come and build up the ecosystem, we come and we complement it because we bring the global side of it. So I'm very happy that this is happening here. Mobile payment, well, mobile payment, PayPal is at the heart of the mobile payment. I think there is a lot of talks of what is coming. But I want to share two data with you, 2 data points about PayPal and mobile. We did in 2012 $145 billion of sales volume. There is no other payment solution that can say $145 billion of online payments on a mobile. Out of this 145 billion, 10% is mobile. So we did 14 billion. And let me share with you an inside story. We started the year saying, we did last year, we did 4 billion in 2011. So we said, let's go crazy and project that we will do 7 billion in 2012. Then mid-year, we said, oops, it's looking more 10 than 7. And we closed the year 14. So clearly today, PayPal is in the mobile payment. 10% of our payments are mobile. We project that by 2015, 50% of the PayPal payments will be on mobile. So I truly believe that we are at the heart of the mobile for a very simple reason. It's so convenient to pay by typing very few information instead of having to type all the information.
You used to be in Southeast Asia.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about how that experience was like? How is the Southeast Asian market? How does that compare to here? And maybe what lessons we can learn in terms of other emerging markets that have grown very quickly?
So I think it's an excellent question because I think we are a year younger than them in my mind, but we are catching up very quickly. When I was in Singapore, Singapore is all about high tech, is all about investment and growing things. But they're not anymore about creativity. They are not anymore about risk-taking. They're not anymore about young entrepreneurship. We are exactly here. We have huge creativity, and I would try to say not only in Lebanon. Please, I think the ministers say that we are the best. We are good, but in MENA there's others that are also very good. MENA is growing extremely well. Talent-wise, it's fantastic. I'm amazed to see how much money is flooding to the region, which is great as well. And finally, I'm very refreshed to see how the younger generation is taking risk. So we have a lot to learn from people from region who has grown. We don't have to look too much to them because we are doing the right thing. I think the recipe here is very well, just a matter of cooking the tabbouleh to make sure that all this idea convert into reality.
So I'll wrap up with the last question from me before we open up to the floor. But give us a sense of what kind of your growth plans are in MENA, and also what you see as your biggest obstacle moving forward.
Of course. The growth plan, well, I mentioned a bit of it, 10% by 2015 of the e-commerce. I think it's an aggressive target. We believe that we will do it by working with all of you, with all the ecosystem. I think today the biggest obstacle why are we going to do that? Because we are going to try to solve the biggest obstacle. I think the biggest obstacle I've been facing when I'm talking to all the entrepreneurs is payments. For a small entrepreneur to go to a bank and get a merchant account seems to be kind of quite difficult, not to put it in a other way. We ask for deposits, we ask for setup cost, we ask for maintenance cost, and then we ask for transaction cost. The challenge of an entrepreneur is cash flow. If I give all my cash flow to a bank before I start, how will I build my business? How will I develop my website? How will I hire the designer? How will I have 2 people on the ground to go and attract? The whole PayPal system, to your point, being a service, it's about enabling these people to take their business immediately online, give them the trust that PayPal has on a global basis, and start selling.
But that's the challenge facing the entrepreneurs.
Right.
What do you believe is the challenge facing you as you grow your presence in MENA?
I think 24 hours a day is not enough.
Okay.
I don't see major challenge other than make it happen. I think we are extremely well engaged and supportive of any regulation that is happening. What I loved in all the presentation today, every regulator, whoever he is, said entrepreneurship enable employment. And for me, and then the Minister of Telecom said we are enabling the infrastructure. I think when you bring all these together, just a matter of giving them payments, and you make it happen.
So it sounds like it's smooth sailing for PayPal then.
No, I wouldn't say smooth, because 24 hours are not enough, but definitely interesting days ahead of us.
Okay, let's see if there are questions from the audience.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Mohammed Ibrahim from Wigo, Middle East. PayPal has really changed the way people can shop online. But I still feel that you have not done really lots to educate people about how to use your services, whether it is from an e-commerce platform or for people who have started their own online business. What are you doing to introduce your services to the Middle East? Beside the PR job, what can you do to help connecting the dots in the Middle East region?
Beside the what, sorry?
Beside the PR, the public press releases, and so, I mean, giving case studies, throwing in successful examples of how you can.
I think you hit it very well. Talking about PayPal in an educated environment is an easy place. You all heard about it, all using it somehow or the other. The challenge for us is to make sure everybody knows about it. So PR is a huge potential one. Social media is definitely the place, and I'm sure it's happening as we speak here in Lebanon and in the MENA region. We also will be setting up, as we go in 2013, seminars to educate entrepreneurs, big time about it. We developed a lot of journey. I saw in the Minister of Telecom presentation, the safety day, or the day of safety, I don't remember what was the name. That's exactly what we will be doing with regulators around the MENA. We want to help consumers know that shopping online is safe, is easy, and is super important because you can do the arbitrage between the shop next door and the online, which will force the shop next door to improve quality, reduce price, and give the right solution to retain you as a loyal customer.
Other questions? Questions? How many people here in this audience, are in an e-commerce business or looking to start an e-commerce business? Raise your hands. Raise your hands a little higher so that we can see them properly. Okay.
I have a question, please.
I would have loved to see more. So if I may react to that. Sure. It's the first e-event I see with so many ties.
I think it's just because the minister was
maybe because
here.
of the minister. But I think the Middle East is full entrepreneurs, and we need to help each one of you. Each one of you has a crazy idea. Take it online. We will bring payments. Other people will bring connectivity. Other people will bring shipping. The Middle East is full of good products, of services, of tourism that the world wants. The only thing is they will never put their Visa, their MasterCard, or whatever credit card on your website for lack of trust. But make it happen, and we will help you to bring payment to it.
Yes, one quick question, please. I understand that laws and regulations in the Middle East are much different than the States and Europe. Did you have to change any of your policies and rules to fit in the MENA region?
Not at all.
Same rules, same regulations. Good, thank you.
Today we have already some 2 million users in the Middle East. 2 million, engaging with us, working with us, opening accounts, I mean, doing all what they have to do. And the regulation, so all our services are, we engage, as I said earlier on, regulators are always informed, aware, approached, maintained, in contact. It's extremely important and supportive of what we do. For a simple reason, we enable commerce to happen. Not the only one, but we are part of enabling e-commerce to happen. We are allowing buyers to compare around the world, but more than anything else, we are enabling merchants to take their business online. And that's the core value of what we do, and that's the core value of all regulators in our region, as well as around the world.
Okay, we're going to take a last question from the gentleman with the goatee.
There will be also PayPal, other services like PayPal here and virtual terminal?
So definitely, yes. There will be all the set of product that PayPal has, being the online, the mobile, the PayPal here, the point of sale, are part of our rollout. Anyone in IT or anyone in marketing knows that you have a roadmap of launching stuff. So we will first enable countries. We will then make sure that the online works well, the mobile works well. Then we will take it offline and so on. But I do believe that before we look at the PayPal here, today, just by enabling online payments in this region, we're going to have a fantastic growth already.
One more question. Usually, if a buyer does a dispute, you can provide a tracking number. And if we, let's say, use PayPal inside Lebanon, and we ship something without a tracking number, how can we, as a seller, be protected?
I'm sorry, I wasn't able to understand the question.
I'm saying, let's say, usually PayPal, if a buyer initiates a dispute or claim, you provide a tracking number and you can be covered as a seller. How can this be applied in Lebanon if we sell to local buyers without a tracking number? Because usually, if we sell as a sellers to buyers inside Lebanon, there might not be a tracking number. So how can we protect ourselves in the future once PayPal is active against fraud or against disputes?
Got it. So let me see if I understood correctly the question. As a merchant, how will you protect yourself against dispute from buyers if you don't have a tracking number? Well, it's a tough question for you. It's your role to make sure that the delivery has happened. The online business is all about trust, right? PayPal has a buyer protection that is protecting the buyer against a fraudulent seller. And the best way, the easiest way for us to identify is seller, have you shipped the goods to the buyer? Yes, I did. Trust me. I raise my right hand and say, trust me. I need to trust something I can really control. And the only thing we have is a mechanism of delivery. This applies around the world. So what we see is merchants who use online payment, not only PayPal, let's be very clear, any online payment, the acquiring entity will go back to them and tell them, prove delivery. You prove delivery, you are protected. You don't prove delivery, it's the same rule that applies to all.
Thank you.
My
Thank you,
pleasure.
Dias. Pleasure to have you with
Thank
us
you.
and looking forward to more of your news.
Thank you. Thank you.